and welcome to episode 18 of MyDenmarkTV.com. I'm here on the very busy Rådhudspladsen, where as usual it's full of students, and with so many of them starting back in college these weeks, we thought we'd check out more about student culture in a city like Copenhagen. Everything from working to funding your studies to having fun. In fact, if you were to pop down here to Rådhudspladsen tomorrow, there would be so many fun and sporty and musical events to take part in because... Did you know that in just 24 hours Copenhagen is going to become the central Olympic focus, because it's here that the International Olympic Committee will meet to decide who will host the 2016 Olympic Games. Rio de Janeiro, Tokyo, Chicago and Madrid are all in the running, and in honour of the event, the city is going to throw a massive street party right here in Rådhudspladsen. There's going to be live music, DJs, and you can even try out all sorts of sports, everything from rugby to hockey, right here on the city square. And when the time comes, right behind me over here, they're going to set up a giant screen so all the people can come down and watch the result live. It's going to be a great event. But of course, it's not all fun and games when you come to a new city to study. Many of you will be looking for a part-time job to fund your student lifestyle. Now, I'll be honest, since the recession hit, it hasn't been that easy to find part-time student jobs, especially if you don't have Danish. However, there are a few options. If you're looking for a job as a waitress or shop assistant, then your best bet is Copenhagen rather than other cities, because it's become so international now. It's not unusual to find a waitress speaking only English or even only Swedish. Try asking your friends who already have jobs if they know of any openings available. You could also check out the official job centre website, jobnet.dk, where it's a great place to find part-time work, especially the hot job section, where they're looking for immediate workers and you don't have to have any special customer service qualification or education. There's also a question of how these newspapers and all those leaflets get in the thousands of mailboxes around the country. It's very easy to get a job as a part-time distributor. All you need to do is be able to cycle and read a map, although the downside is that most jobs do require you to start your route between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning. The best bet is to contact the morning newspapers directly, such as Rådhudspladsen, Metro Express, Urban or Rådhudspladsen. Just send in a CV and contact them and see how you go. One of the more popular jobs for students in Denmark is cleaning, because it actually pays quite well, around 100 kroner an hour. When you're flicking through the morning papers and you see rengøringsassistent Søs, try calling them, even if it's in Danish, because rengøring means cleaning and that's the one you want. Another option would be to check out the substitute agencies. There's a lot of them, and you can find a comprehensive list on the Job Index website. Some of them provide jobs for English-speaking students, so it's always worth going to their offices directly and inquiring about it. Remember, be patient, be polite, and bring a couple of copies of your CV and references with you.
When you are here in Denmark, you will notice almost all the supermarkets more or less say the same thing. So if you're looking for something more exotic, you should come here. You know, Isaga is right behind me, and I'm standing right across the street from Copenhagen Central Station. This place is very multicultural. As you can see, this side you can find a lot of different Middle East shops. They mainly sell fresh vegetables and fruits. And on the other side, there are a lot of Thai and Chinese shops. I love them. As you might have guessed, I come here to shop all the time. In fact, a lot of people call this place Copenhagen's little Chinatown. So let's go check it out. In the past 30 years, international food has actually influenced the Danish food a lot. In the beginning was Italian food, for example, pasta or pizza. But nowadays, Asian food become more and more popular. You can actually get some kind of soya sauce and oyster sauce in the supermarket, but here is where you can get real stuff. Danish students receive something called SU when they study. What is SU? It's called the Danish Students Grants and Loan Scheme. The purpose of it is to ensure that everybody can study without relying on their parents' savings or work. It's about 5,000 Danish kroner per month and 7,000 Danish kroner if they apply some additional loan. And you know, it's possible to apply SU even though you are not Danish citizen. That's why I have invited Rune and Nicola to join the show today to tell you more about it. So Rune, Nicola, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Rune, you are Danish students on SU. Can you actually live off SU every month?
Well, yes and no. I receive SU, my girlfriend receives SU, so we have two incomes, and that is enough to survive. But we buy cheap things, we bake our own bread and all these things, so we live as students.
Yeah. How about you, Nicola?
Very hardly. I mean, you need at least double the SU amount to actually cover living expenses and food. I mean, as Rune said, if you're living with somebody who is also receiving SU, then it's possible, but I would suggest no luxury in that case.
Rune, do you have to work?
I've chosen not to work, but a lot of people, they do work on part-time. People who work mainly need to go to spend the money on going to bars and having fun and stuff like that. Sometimes I work because I need to save up for a trip or something else like that, but otherwise I just rely on my SU.
So it's actually enough?
It's been enough for the last 4 years at least. So.
Sounds good. How about you, Nicola?
Well, I have to work usually part-time, and that's due to that I have a kid, and it's very hard actually to support a family with a kid if you're just on SU, so you usually have to work from my perspective, and it's not a question of luxury that much.
Nicola, can you tell our viewers more about how to apply SU if you are not a Danish citizen?
Well, that depends. Are you here on the basis of family reunification, or have you came here due to work? If you came here on the basis of family reunification, there is a possibility if you have been married for 2 years and lived here in Denmark, then you can receive SU. Or if you have a family member in Denmark and you have signed Danish integration contract, then you can apply for SU immediately. And also, if you have moved here with your parents before you were 20, then you're entitled to SU. If you came here due to work, then it is required that you have been working already for 2 years for about 30 hours a week before you applied for SU, or that you have resided here in the country for 5 years without purpose of attaining education.
Sounds complicated.
Quite.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. I'm sure our viewers will appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So if you want to know more about how to apply for SU, please check the link below.
For students looking for something fun to do, there's always the latest big screen, blow-em-up Hollywood action movie showing at a cinema near you. Now, the movie portal Kino.dk covers most of the major cinemas around Denmark. It also allows you to book tickets online. However, you should remember that it is common practice in Denmark to bump up the price on the first few days of release of a major international movie. So maybe you want to hold off a few days before catching the latest Brad Pitt. But if you are in Denmark, why not check out some Danish culture? After a lovely walk in Kongenshave Park here, you can just pop across the road to Cinemateket. This is the home of the Danish Film Institute, and as well as having a huge film library and showing the more untraditional films, it also has a showing of a well-known Danish film with English subtitles once a month. So now you'll have no excuse for not being able to keep up with your friends when they're talking about the latest Mads Mikkelsen movie. This week's question comes from Justina in Poland, who speaks fluent English and French and wants to know if it's easy to get a part-time job in the restaurant or tourism industry. Well, Justina, unfortunately the answer is no. It's never been easy for non-Danish speakers to get work because no one's just going to come along and hand you a job. You need to go look for one, but there are some tips to help you. For example, use your network. Ask other students or friends of yours who already have jobs if there's anything going at their place of work, or if they know of anyone who's hiring. You can use message boards online, which give many details of student jobs and internships, so it's always a great place for a student to start. You can also use traditional internet methods, such as Google. Type in restaurants in Copenhagen and you'll probably get about 4,000 hits. You can apply to them individually with your CV. You never know, they might be looking for someone. There's also the option of using some of the resources we've mentioned earlier in the episode, such as the Job Index website, which gives lots of details about substitute work placements. That's it for this week. I hope we didn't put you off job hunting, and don't worry, there's always something out there for students. Join us again next week when we'll be explaining just why Danes are so law-abiding. Until then, please visit our website, mydenmarktv.com, where you can subscribe to the show, share your favourite episode with friends and family, or leave us a comment or a question, because we always love to hear from you. Until then, bye-bye. Use your network. Tell your friends, your colleagues. No! If you had colleagues, you'd have a job already.